was WWE seemingly dropping the whole Xavier Woods, Big E, Kofi Kingston stable or storyline, whatever it was that they started, they just dropped it cold. And it makes for bad television that you actually... It's one thing to have an idea. God knows they've had plenty of ideas that have never seen the light of day. Vince has changed his mind. Plans change. But they actually started it. They started it on TV, and it went, it went in so much as we saw both guys, or all three, I should say, together. Even that one time on Raw, they were just standing in the back watching on a monitor. They didn't say anything. This went on for like 2 weeks, and then nothing. Done. Big E's a babyface on SmackDown getting beat by Rusev, and Woods is doing nothing, and Kofi's doing nothing. It's just right back to the status quo. And, do we know for sure that it's been dropped? No. It's possible they could revive it when SummerSlam is over. I don't think they will. I do think it's dead. Big E went on Twitter earlier in the week. He said, big ups to @FlatbushZombies and @Whale for working on music for us. Almost. I love how he stuck the word almost in there at the end. And then Whale, who apparently worked on a song that we're never going to hear for this new supposed faction, he went on Twitter himself and said, so they're not doing Big E, Kofi, and Xavier as a faction anymore. So that tells me right there that even the people involved in this think that it's dead. Or maybe they were told flat out that it's not happening. And, it sucks. It sucks because I was interested to see where it was going to go. It sucks because they're doing nothing with any of those guys. And it might have been the best shot that Xavier Woods had to actually be something and have a meaningful role on the roster because, look, he's a small guy, and I just don't see them doing anything with him. He's a guy who I could see in the next round of cuts, whatever that may be, that they cut him. He's expendable. I mean, most guys on the roster are expendable. They're just going to keep going no matter who you are. But he's really expendable because he's not doing anything. At least this would have given these guys a purpose. That's what bothered me more than anything else about this whole thing. And now with this stuff going on in Ferguson, Missouri, which I'm sure most of you are aware of. For those of you who aren't aware, maybe you live outside this country, there was a young black teenager that was shot dead, unarmed teenager that was shot dead by a cop in Ferguson, Missouri, and it's really incited a lot of anger, and there's been rioting and protesting and looting, and it's been an awful situation, I think, from all sides. And people are tweeting me saying, well, do you think now they're going to drop the angle because of the Ferguson thing? People don't understand here. The Ferguson thing happened after the stable was teased. And even the decision, if it was made, to drop it and not do it anymore, that happened before any of this stuff in Ferguson went down. The stuff in Ferguson, to me, is the nail in the coffin. Because even if there was a shot of putting these guys together and going in the direction that they were going in before, now there ain't no chance in hell. I mean, you could take these three guys, they happen to be three black wrestlers, and put them together and make it not about race. They don't have to be a militant black faction. It could just be three dudes who are being held down, who are being held back, who are banding together to try to make something of themselves. But at the end of the day, people are going to look and they're going to say, hey, it's three black guys, so it must be a new nation of domination. And they probably know that. And now with the stuff in Ferguson, you could forget about this. This thing is... I don't need anybody to tell me that this thing is dead. Now they can't do it. I don't see how... I mean, they could, but I don't see how they do it now. At least before, had they already started it and then this happened, they could have just taken it in a different direction. Again, it doesn't have to be about being black. It doesn't have to be about race. You could have just had three guys who are just sick and tired of being held down and just, take it in that direction. So, it's not a case where, well, it's a good thing WWE didn't do it. No, they don't get a pass, okay? The Ferguson thing happened afterwards. Do not give WWE a pass on this. They do not deserve a pass. They made a stupid decision. It makes for bad television. This thing just happened to occur after that. And now, like I said, it's probably the nail in the coffin. If there was any even remote hope of it still happening, I think that pretty much washed away with this whole situation. And it's a shame. More than anything else, for those three guys, I feel bad for them because they were probably excited too. I wonder, a guy like Kofi is probably thinking to himself, hey, I'm excited to try the heel thing. And, I'm ready to give it a shot. It's a challenge for somebody like him. And it looks like it's just back to the status quo. And most of all, I feel bad for those three guys.